Hey guys, it's Vision here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about something quite important. How do you get great ideas? Now you might have a great idea, or you might not. Should you still build your startup? Should you still try to start a business? Or should you just spend time and try to figure out a good idea? Or should you join somebody else's team that already has an idea and join with them on their startup? Stay locked in, take notes. Let's go.
Ridiculous. I'm sorry.
First point, how do you get a great idea? Second point, how do you know your idea is good? And third, how do you know if your idea is actually executable at the level you're at? So you might have the best social media idea of all times, right? A new Facebook, a new Twitter. But do you have the execution ability to overthrow these platforms? Obviously, that would be a project that is impossible to do by yourself, but do you even have the ability to recruit a team to do the project with you? Do you have the sales ability to convince them, right? And do you have the execution ability to manage this project and bring it to fruition? Number one, how do we get a great idea? It's in a moment's connection of the dots in your head. My best tip for you would be that you have to somehow believe in yourself. You got to be sold on yourself. If you remember, we talked about this in a previous video, that you have the potential to get an amazing $1 million idea. You have to believe it. You got to be keeping spiral notebooks. At this point, I hope you have a spiral notebook. We've talked about this. Get a spiral notebook for $1 or $2 and keep writing ideas. Try to get a good idea every day. Push yourself. Every day I got to get an idea. Even if it's bad, just write something down. And as you're moving through life, you got to get through this mindset of looking for problems and solutions. Because a great idea is what? It's an innovative solution to a problem, right? So it's either a problem that has no solution or it's a problem that has a current solution that could be better. Number two, how do you know if your idea is great? Now, this is a tricky one because the person that always likes your idea the most is yourself. To you, your idea is amazing, but in reality, it could not be, or it could be. Hard to say. Easy way, communicate the idea with others. You gotta communicate your idea a lot to get good at communicating it. Taking an abstract idea and breaking it down, right? So you're taking this abstract idea and you're breaking it down and you're re-putting it back together, but in a way that is more concise. Right? So you can see the first skill as your imagination to get the great idea, but your ability to communicate the idea is as important, right? So you're taking these abstract ideas and you're constructing them in a more solidified way where you can talk about features, about mechanics, about value proposition, about who's the customer segment, right? So bringing your idea down into an actual business plan, an actual design, an actual program. And if you're able to do that and you're able to communicate it properly and people respond to it, you have a great idea. Now you got to look. Most chances are somebody's already done it or is already working on it right now. I would personally recommend, if you find somebody that's working on the same idea as you, just join them. Don't go, why would you try to compete? Join in with them as co-founders, man. You'd much rather have a small portion of a huge pie than a full small pie, right? It's just common sense. Number three, how do you know if you're able to execute your idea? You're gonna have to read some books on this, okay? Scope is gonna be your guideline to know if you can execute an idea or not. It's gonna depend on the range of scope and your expertise. I'll go more in details on this tomorrow. What if you don't have a great idea, but you're just excited about starting a business? You know, you might have a 9-to-5 job, a day job, or you don't. And you come back from home from your job and you don't want to just spend your time on YouTube and Netflix. You want to like build your future, right? You have the goal to become wealthy for you and your future generations. You have purpose. You just don't have a great idea. You don't know where to put all that energy. My deep recommendation, just find somebody that's already working on a startup. There's millions of people like me that are working on their own startup that wished somebody with some intelligence or some dedication or just some drive, some energy, right? Even a good sense of humor. I cannot explain to you how rare it is for me to meet somebody that has ambition and drive and intelligence that wants to create a startup to come on my team. It is extremely rare, as good as the startup is. So you could find startups on YouTube, people like me that are talking about their projects, or you could go on YC Combinator that I showed you in a previous video, where you could find co-founders that are already working on their idea. If you don't have an idea right now and you want to get started in startup world and create something amazing, something huge, contact me +1 438 308 9922. That's +1 438 308 9922. Send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll respond to you within the day, and let's get in touch.
And you're so goddamn fine. Oh, I wanna make